Okay, you all come in, hit the like, hit the share button, and I'm just going to freestyle on this live stream. We're going to talk about the government shutdown. I did have some articles up to share with you all, but you know, I decided just to freestyle on this one. So, a couple of hours before midnight, I believe that the shutdown will happen. However, does not mean it has to happen or that it will, but it's my belief that it will. And these are two scenarios, two things that can happen as a result of the shutdown. Either we can see a partial shutdown happen, right? Let me fix this. And you all come in and hit the like and share button and say hello as Vision Kennedy did that. Say hello, hello. What part of the world? I'm just gonna sit back and talk on this one. What part of the world are you tuning in from? And we're gonna look at the different scenarios that could happen as a result. Hello to you, Vision Canada or Kennedy. I think hello. Tell me what part of the world you are. Tell me what part. Drop your city and state and your name, or just simply say hello that you are tuning in from. So we're looking at a partial shutdown. If it doesn't shut down tomorrow, it will be November the 17th. Oh, November. Well, yeah, because I see that McCarthy is attempting. He attempted to put a 45-day plan together or a 45 day temporary funding in place that is being voted on as we speak, as I live stream, to see would that happen. However, hello from Alabama. Um, does Roll Tide play today? Let me know if Roll Tide play today. I keep up with Nick Sabian. Hello from Columbia, South Carolina as well. And so these are the things that could be affected. As I read an article this morning that Joe Biden says that this shutdown, if it happens tonight or in a couple of hours, is not his fault, which is partially true. You have the Democrats and the Republican, the House versus the Senate that has to come together pretty much out of government control at this point. However, however, I often talk about the high gas prices, right? I live streamed yesterday about California right now. The average per um, for gas, for regular gas in California is $6 plus an average. That's about 55% above the national average elsewhere in other states. But I haven't talked about diesel prices. And diesel, in my opinion, is more important than gas because diesel runs the country. You have diesel trucks, you have transportation that has to happen. And with diesel running and operating and moving the country, especially with transporting food and agriculture, that's going to cause a domino effect of food pricing increases as well. And so diesel prices are up around 60% higher at this time than it ever has been. Sweetie says yes at 8 p.m. Will you elaborate on that for me, Sweetie 51? What do you mean by yes at 8 p.m.? And so, will transportation as far as air travel be affected? Yes and no, because you have TSA workers who could be affected, who could be furloughed. So that's the TSA process, the security process. Will Social Security payments stop? The answer to that is right now no. However, you know the cost of living adjustment that was supposed to be applied for October the 12th, expected to be out on October the 12th, and the cost of living adjustment for 2024 was expected to kick in mid-October, October the 12th, but the U.S. government shutdown could put that release on hold. So it is a domino effect of what's happening right now. As a result, will the post office be closed, which is not a federal entity. So no, however, essential workers that tie into the post office will be affected as well. And so everything ties into, intertwines with one another. Oh, Alabama football. Okay, 8 o'clock. Thank you. So I'm assuming it's Central Standard Time. Thank you. And so I want you all to ask yourself the question, like, why is Costco, or a lot of Costco's now are reporting that they are actually sold out, but why was Costco selling gold bars? Like, why would Costco be selling gold bars right now? I really want you all to open up your eyes. And upon this news, we got Bitcoin that at 27,000, and crypto is pumping in the green right now. Um, for the September results of Bitcoin is the highest that it's been in months, ending into the month of September, going into October. So I want you all to give me your opinion. What do you think? Yes or no? Whether you are watching this live on the replay, if we will see a government shutdown. And so we see Bitcoin is in the green at 27,000. Solana, a lot of people talk about ISO 20022 tokens only. But I like to look at that when we are receiving government news, right? Looking at the cryptos that are getting more gains during that time. Right now, Solana is one of them, and Chainlink. So this is why you see the website cash in, the letter N2, number 2, crypto.com. So you can get my PDF booklet, 36 page, that gives you a financial education in those 36 pages about the past of money, the and the present tense of money, and the future of money, or where the present, the past, the present, and the present tense, right, of money. We had Chainlink, and I'm trying to find it here. Chainlink also had big gains today. And I know why Chainlink has big gains, because it is connected to the Swift system, right? It is connected to the Swift system. And so this is a time that you will probably see crypto stand out as the government, or the cash dollar, begins to crash, as we have more BRICS nation now not accepting the United States dollar for its oil, right? For their commodities, for their agriculture. And we depend heavily on China for agriculture, and heavily on Russia and Saudi Arabia for its oil, and no longer accepting United States dollars. Unfortunately, most people have been brainwashed to either spend their money, right, which the word spend itself has end in the END, or not, or to save their money. Most upper middle class, when I say upper middle class, those person who earns 6 figures a year, have been taught to save their money. They've been brainwashed, in other words, to save their money instead of converting their money into assets, right? Converting their money into tangible things, converting their money into commodities, converting their money into coins, gold and silver, or crypto, converting cash into crypto or cash flowing assets. So the U.S. government, right, have a couple of hours. The last we saw a shutdown was in 2018. And there are some people that reached out to me saying that, hey, both my husband and I are federal workers, so we definitely could be delayed in our payment. And that, that's our income in our household. And we don't have, we live paycheck to paychecks in the essence, and we don't have any money even to pay, our mortgage this month if our paychecks are delayed. And so we also have, Medicare that can be affected, WIC, women, infant, and children. head starts that can be affected. And I was also looking at YouTube, and YouTube is predicting that if this shutdown happens, this can be the longest. They're predicting this will be the longest shutdown in history. Right? Again, it could be a partial shutdown. There are 12 bills that has to be passed. If they can pass 6 out of the 12, a partial shutdown can happen, can occur, which would be better. From reading and doing my research right now, they have passed and agreed upon 3 bills, 3 out of the 12, and not 6 out of the 12. However, again, this is just my humble opinion. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I believe that this definitely will happen, just because I've been teaching about the economy for years and months. And I actually I was working at a school. I'm a teacher, right? This is my purpose, but teaching is my calling. And I was working at a middle school at the time. And I was telling coworkers at that time, you all need to start getting silver, you need to start getting gold. And they laughed it off. They said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna rob a bank. Give us your silver and gold." And they laughed because they didn't understand silver and gold was real money. And who's going to get hit the hardest is the middle class. And I'm not talking about the upper middle class that makes 6 figures, even though you have middle class that makes 6 figures in California and New York saying they're living paycheck to paycheck. But you also have the lower middle class that's making 5 figures a year, and that's oftentimes not after taxes, but before taxes. That's their gross, not their net. And they're going to get hit the hardest. And so now you have millions of federal workers, you have police officers that can be furloughed. Of course, they will get back pay. But for many people, assessing late fees that may happen, maybe they can't pay mortgage or rent, and late fees will be applied. More credit cards, new credit people applying for new credit, specifically credit cards are getting denied. I told you all almost 2 years ago that we were shifting from the FICO 10. We were shifting to the FICO 10. It's FICO 10T credit scoring system. And now people are still reaching out for me. I haven't did credit repair in years. I think since 2017. I'm retired as the queen of credit. And people are reaching out to me to this day asking, I need help with my credit. And, it's a mixture of bad credit, but now it's even harder to get funding because we are experiencing what's called quantitative easing, which means they're not giving away that cheap money anymore. You're not getting easily approved, even if you have 750 or above credit scores. Mortgage rates right now, interest rates for mortgage loans are as high as 8%. Where just years ago it was 2.2% or 2.3%. And now we're looking at 8% mortgages. So we're going through quantitative easing where you're not getting that cheap, easy money anymore. And a lot of people are saying, okay, the stock market is going to crash as a result, which is rightfully, it's accurate in saying that. But you also have to look at this my shirt, stock market crashing, but also 401ks, people's retirement money, that they will have to work longer years behind what we're about to enter into, which is a financial system reset on a global scale, a global basis. And Bitcoin doing its thing, right, in the green. That's what Bitcoin was created for after 2008 recession. It was created for this time, for such a time as this, because now when the cash crash, crypto is going to do what it's supposed to do. I'm trying to fix my shirt, you all, and rise to the occasion. Gold and silver, these coins are going to do what they're supposed to do and rise to the occasion. I mean, when have you ever heard of Costco selling gold bars? And right now, the rich and wealthy are stacking up on gold and silver and crypto, because now the stock market crash is different, right? It's different because now you see these blue chip stocks that are crashing, like Apple, that's down 11% and more. The big Fortune 500 company stocks that are crashing. And some YouTubers are telling people to, don't pull your money out. Yeah, Costco knows what's up. They're telling people don't pull your money out, ride the waves, ride the dip. And I agree, but it's going to come to a time where people just going to need cash. And out of desperation, they're going to pull their money out the stock market. Not out of panic of just losing, but just out of desperation because of how high inflation is about to get. And I've been telling people for years to prepare for such a time as this. I've been telling people for years that this is going to be like Charles Dickens' poem, The Best of Times and the Worst of Times, because we're going through a global financial system reset. That's why I believe the government shutdown, even if it does not happen in a matter of hours, it's not a matter of if it's going to happen, it's just going to be when. Because it has to, in order to usher in this new financial system. And gold and silver, because it is real money, is going to be used to reset this financial system. Another thing that I did on the live stream, or I brought out on the live stream on yesterday, is the US debt clock. And when you go there, they have arrows pointing as the United States is $33 trillion in debt. And President Biden says that a lot of blacks, the black community is going to be affected by this government shutdown because of the dependent on things like WIC, Head Start, low income persons as well that rely on these services. And when you look at the US debt clock, you can see they have the arrows pointing from dollar to gold ratio. This has been reset to zero. The dollar to silver ratio has been reset to zero. It's still showing the dollar to silver ratio 5 years or 10-year average. But right now, it is at zero. Dollar to gold ratio 1913. Why 1913? Because that's when the Federal Reserve was created. That's when it was implemented. Right? We have the Titanic, and the history behind that is many rich and wealthy people that was on the Titanic during that time would not have allowed the Federal Reserve to come into play. However, because of that mystery crashing of the Titanic, those rich and wealthy people that had the influence and maybe the power to stop it died. And so it came into play as we celebrated the anniversary of the Titanic recently. And so now you see the dollar supply. Both of these arrows are pointing at the dollar supply, and the red arrow pointing down, which is a negative $790 million. Look at the healthcare costs now, which is average $14,249, as opposed to what it was in just the year 2000, 23 years ago, $5,449. That's 3 times of an increase. College tuition has doubled, 26,000 now to 10,000. The average new car in 2000 was 22,000. The average new car now is $52,544. And so if you've been brainwashed not to put your money in a assets that can grow and increase and outpace inflation, as we see the dollar is losing its purchasing power since 1913, then you've been brainwashed and you don't have an accurate or understanding of what real money is, and you don't have a financial education, and you need to invest in getting that right. Chainlink, I found that up 5.34%, and I know that's because Chainlink has connection or collaboration with the Swift financial system. So invest in your financial education. Again, get the 36-page PDF report, Cash Into Crypto, and very affordable, just $21, very affordable. You can go in there and it will be sent directly to your email. You can see all of the blue chip cryptos, the mid cap, the low cap, and the high cap cryptos, as we have Bitcoin halving coming up next year, after months after the Bitcoin halving. What history has shown us is that Bitcoin price has escalated, went on a bull run after that. And so people right now, it's about positioning, preparing, and having the proper mindset, right? It's about positioning, preparing, and have the proper mindset. So I'm about to go and because health is wealth, right? And get my workout on and watch some of this Colorado and Deion Sanders game against USC and some more SEC football tonight. And I would definitely probably live stream later and keep you all informed about if we will have a shutdown, and definitely would it be a partial shutdown. And we will keep each other informed and educated. You all have a great Saturday. You all hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to me on YouTube. Queen out. Make sure you like this video. Thanks. Have a great day.